Welcome to this podcast. I am Angela Gray, a psychic therapist, counselling you through dream work and energy understanding to awaken your gifts through deep transformation and ancient spiritual wisdom. So, in this podcast is an account with some of my client work, which was delivering so much insight to me around the inner child. So I'm speaking a lot about the loyalty towards the inner child. You see, the child shouldn't work to have to be understood by their parent. And so what I understand about this is that we owe it to our authenticity to structure in time for our inner child to engage with life, and that through engaging with that inner child we have a wholesome approach to manifestation, because it's through the playfulness and the carefree space that our intuition is in. So it's led me to reflect on holiday I took a while back to actually produce content for the subscription group, the Awaken Psychic Within. And it's all about being able to harness the gifts to create a lifestyle beyond our wildest dreams. And I was left reflecting on Ep.4, and as I spent some rainy days in Sardinia, I came across this concept of dancing in the rain. And what I've learned about dancing in the rain is it's all about trusting the unknown and being able to find the beauty in the chaos of our unconscious mind. Being able to express your truth, no matter the weather. It's so funny because whilst I was away, a client did send me a message to enjoy my break, and she'd just really wanted to send appreciation for the work we've been doing, and intuitively she was guided to share that, to consider that things don't always go to plan and that's okay, and to surrender. And I really thought that was so intuitive for her, because she didn't know why she sent me that message. But of course I had a few great days on holiday, and so that message grounded me, because it brought me back to faith and trust, and trusting that we essentially are always in the heart of the path of our autonomy, and it's vital to trust that. So I believe using our psychic gifts is all about learning to dance in the rain, to feel the rain as opposed to get wet. And as famous speaker Wayne Dyer once said, "Don't die with your music, still in you." So our gifts are our music, and the dance to that is the expression. And I speak a lot about words being so important, that they sculpt and define our sense of self and what we want to create. And as we speak and show up energetically, it becomes a message, in that it's not just the notes that matter, it's the space between the message that count, the message that we want to put out there in our life. So it led me to an acronym that I came across around the pause concept, which is postpone action until serenity emerges. So when we breathe into this heart space, it gives a balance within the whirlwind of fear-based constructs. We're able to center ourselves, and because our subconscious speaks in patterns and pictures in our mind, So just like dancing encourages creativity, to allow yourself to interpret the music in your mind in its own unique way. It's a form of personal artistry and self-exploration. And leads me to reflect on a session with a past client when, and by the way, when I'm channeling direction, I pick up the energy in the room, and my body embodies this cue to stop. It's like someone pulls the cork plug out of a jukebox, and I can no longer pick up the frequencies that are channeling direction. And in those moments of silence, I would say in moments of silence, the teacher is present. In the moment of silence, I ask my client to connect to what they may be hearing or feeling or seeing, because that's exactly why the plug's being pulled my end. And that's the cue for them to hone in to the higher consciousness. So I once helped a particular client on this. She was speaking about a accomplishment that didn't go according to her plan. And something within me said, everything is going to plan. You just forgot to celebrate your wins in order to see them. And then that was the download that came in, and we spoke about how she could document her accomplishments, to really search the archive of her memories, to interpret her experiences in wins, and how she could create a post sharing her news towards that win. Because if she didn't show appreciation on how she could help people around her, how could she show that same to other people who she wanted to give acknowledgement to her wins? Because the nervous system is rewarded with recognizing accomplishment through celebrations. And one of the things my client was mentioning is she never felt recognized. So I shared the PAUSE acronym in context to the matter, and how taking frequent breaks before action is important. I suggested this strategy towards breaking automatic people-pleasing actions, and I suggested giving gaps between the stimuli and response. And the following intervention occurred as a consequence to my suggestion. I received that familiar cue I was mentioning with checking out what's going on for the client, and my body sensed the music stop, and she connected to a visualization, a random image of an old-fashioned tape player, and it was something she held close to as a child. And in puzzlement, we figured the clarity of that vision, and because it felt very random, and I encouraged her to feel into that picture a little bit more. That fell into her consciousness, and whilst I offered the silent space, it allowed this person to connect to a second image, and that was of a memory of pressing the stop button on the cassette player, and she could visualize the notion of pressing the record and then stop. And it was as if what was being shown within that vision was the concept of creating her own music compilation, taking from snippets from the radio, which is something that we used to do back then. And so from there, I was able to get that download using my psychic ability to absorb clarity. Because feeding into it, that vision, that guidance of the radio represented the world's noise. And the recorder represented the ability to choose what to hear. And the subconscious was showing her, or that the higher consciousness, shall I say, was showing her how to become the creator of that life experience. And this is the essence of psychic work, to listen beyond words. So we had to pause with purpose and to trust your rhythm, to dance to your own music, and that will be guidance for your child. So the key takeaway, psychic development, is not just about receiving guidance, but living it, like dancing in the rain, rather than trying to stay dry and control situations. Intuition thrives in uncertainty. It really does. So developing psychic gifts require a deep self-trust and surrender completely. And your psychic music is your gift. And dancing to it is the way you express it into the world. And I speak more about this in webinars and modules around the words and the language. Trust is essential, both in your internal guidance and in life unfolding to a divine plan. The acronym PAUSE, postpone action until serenity emerges, is a powerful reminder to slow down and reset. The child needs time to relax. So, celebration is a medicine for the nervous system. Acknowledging your wins anchors confidence and worthiness. And as my client stories reveal, how psychic insight emerges symbolically through subconscious memories, e.g. the tape recorder, as a metaphor for the self-governance. Psychic energy can feel like a frequency or music that stops and starts, signaling when to listen or act. There's power in silence and space, both for the intuition to emerge and for clients to connect to their inner truth. And the world is noisy, so filtering out what doesn't serve you is a key part of spiritual discernment. So to summarise, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this reminder. Developing your psychic gifts isn't just about tuning in to higher guidance. It's about learning to trust self, to go within. Is your income. It's allowing your intuition to shape how you move through the world, how you love and how you lead. So your gifts are your music. The way you live them is your dance. So give yourself permission to pause, to listen, to celebrate your wins, and to follow the rhythms of your soul. Thank you for joining me, and if this resonates, send me a PM. You can email me and contact me with whatever details you have attached to this podcast, and let's link you into the continual listening aid to your own inner melody.